Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from AnthonysCustoms, and for this review, we are looking at the NECA Aliens Warrior Alien Vicious Alien Attacker, aka Bright Blue Alien Warrior. And it's mostly more of the same thing that you guys already know about, so this is going to be a pretty quick review. You know, if you're collecting these things, then you pretty much know what to expect, and that is another quality xenomorph in a very saturated color. So let's go ahead and get this guy off the stand and take a closer look. Okay, so I have this guy in a mostly upright pose. I bent his knees just a little bit because I don't think anybody's going to have him standing perfectly straight up and down. So I'm going to do a height measurement at that amount of posing. You guys can judge for yourself, height-wise, otherwise. He's just about 9 inches tall like that, which makes him just about 22 centimeters. Pretty close. And like I said, that's going to vary depending on how you pose him. So that gives you a rough estimate. So obviously the thing about this guy is he is basically the color of a blue raspberry warhead. Do those exist still? Do people still eat those sour candies? That was a thing when I was a kid. Maybe I'm dating myself, but I like it. I like the super saturated blue, and it's going to go very nicely with the super saturated pink, and there's a green one. And are there any other colors? I know we have the green glow in the dark one with the pink arcade one. Is bright blue the next step? I think it is, and I like it. It does have it's like a translucent blue throughout the entire figure with this shading, the dry brush shading on it, which looks pretty cool. And then the thing that I like is that the teeth for both of the mouths are silver, and that looks really cool. And the same thing is true for all the claws, like the fingernails, the toenails, and then even at the tip of the tail, it's silver. And I like it. I like it a lot. And then the dome, the head dome, is that what it's called? I don't know what it's called. That is a nice translucent plastic with a little bit of extra frosting on it, but you can see the skull part inside. So that's very cool. You know, like I said, it is what you would expect it to be, but I want to show you guys anyway, just so that you can confirm that you want to get it if you're already collecting the Xenos. So his jaw does open. You guys are used to this. Hinged jaw with the inside jaw. The inside jaw is a little bit flaccid. It's not the most effective of the ones we've seen, but you can just keep it closed or keep it open. I think you'll be okay. He does have the little tubers on the neck. I do like that design. The neck has decent range. It can go back farther, but this piece does get in the way. They do tend to pop off, though. I don't think NECA glues most of them in place, so if it does pop off, you should be able to just push it back into place. It's just keyed, so it'll go right back in. But you do get pretty good range out of the neck. You can go pretty far forward, and then it does lean side to side really effectively. And the rotation does exist, but be careful because you don't want to break the tubers. And his jaw came out again. That may end up being a problem for people. More of an annoyance than a problem, really. For the shoulders, there's no bicep swivel cut into it, so we just have a swivel hinge, which doesn't quite go horizontal. So it is a little bit more limited than some of the other ones we've seen. I don't know for sure. Like, all of these Xenos have almost the same sculpt, so it's hard for me to say, not being a xenomorph buff, which ones are entirely new. I think the upper body on this guy is old. I think we've seen this all before, but I'm not positive. But you get your full rotation out of it other than the way it flares out up there. You have your double hinged elbow, which we've seen before as well, but you get really nice range out of that, so I like that. And each end of that hinge will rotate, so that's cool. You have your swivel in the wrist and a hinge, so that's pretty much standard. The diaphragm joint on this guy, it's probably a double ball peg. Yeah, it feels like a double. It's just really effective. You can pose his torso however you want to, so that's really nice. Now, I do think they gave us a new crotch piece. I don't remember it being separate here. I thought this was connected before. I could be wrong, but either way, this is effective. It's a soft plastic, so you can tuck the legs in pretty well going forward. So they come out pretty much straight forward, perpendicular to the torso, so I like that. And then you do have pretty much full splits also, so that's pretty good. There is a little bit of floppiness in the hips. This is not something NECA has fixed yet. I'm hoping they do. As far as a thigh swivel goes, you do get one. It's kind of hard to see because it's hidden by the sculpt, but you do get a thigh swivel in there, so that's good. You do get a swivel for the tail. I didn't even notice that at first because the sculpt is seamless, so that's really cool. But you do get a swivel in the tail, and it is bendy, and it's very effectively bendy. Speaking of bendy, these guys are especially floppy. I've never seen one of them that was this squishy. It's a squishy one. So there you go. If you like squishy things, it's a squishy one. For the knees, you get your double jointed knee. You have a swivel at the top joint. Bottom joint is just your standard hinge. It's a little stiff, but obviously you get a full 180 out of that knee, so that's good. And then for the ankles, you have a hinge. Is that a hinge or just, wow, it's just a crazy good ball peg. Wow, I thought that was a hinge. You get a really good ball peg for that upper ankle, which means it'll rotate and you can lean side to side. That's surprisingly good. And then you have your toe hinge, which is also surprisingly good. So, it's a solid xenomorph. And if you want a bright blue xenomorph, this is the one for you. There's really nothing to worry about. It is what we would expect. They didn't really have any problems with anything, unless you really wanted to buy sub-swivel or not a jaw that opens sometimes when it shouldn't. I'm going to give you the go-ahead. This is a pretty cool figure, and I like neon blue, so everybody wins if you like cool figures that are neon blue. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I have new videos up every single day. We talk about action figures, movies, TV shows, video games, all kinds of fun stuff, so make sure you come back for that. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and in the meantime, keep collecting.